Welcome to Sayless Projects. We believe in the power of shared stories to inspire action and possibility and to bring hope to people who need it most. Through storytelling and purposeful action, we promote mental health awareness and support efforts to prevent suicide. You'll hear from a wide range of guests, runners, creators, leaders, and everyday people, sharing what they have lived, what they have learned, and what helped them keep going. The truth is, none of this is meant to be carried alone. If you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or tired, you are not alone. This is the art of doing something about it. Welcome to the art of doing something about it. Right now, we are interviewing those who are taking on the Speed Project with Sayless Projects. And today, I have my good friend DB Douglas here in the studio. Welcome, DB.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. DB, it's been a privilege to be running together for quite a while and be in community together here in Dallas and Oak Cliff. When I asked you to do the Speed Project, why did you say less? Why did you say yes?
So I'll be honest. When you first asked me, I actually was unfamiliar with the race, and so it was something I had to go back and do some research on. But you talked about it with me.
Yeah.
It was actually during a run. We were doing a long run at White Rock, and so you told me about it. I was very piqued and intrigued, and did some research, and I was like, "Yeah, this is badass. I don't see why I wouldn't do this."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, after watching so much content on it and just how gnarly the race is, and so
Yeah. When it comes to running, first, how long have you been running? Has running been something that you grew up doing or more of a recent thing?
yeah. So running, um, I'd say my journey with running has been pretty gradual. I'd say starting off, it was kind of a health focused thing. Um, and then once I got to college, I started running a little bit more. And then once I graduated, again, I was in college, I was probably doing like 2-3 miles like every other week. And then coming to Dallas post graduation, I started doing longer distances. But at that time, really didn't um, know anything about paces, the marathon, or anything. It was all very foreign to me until I came to Oak Cliff Run Crew, and then that's when everything kind of put in perspective. And that's when I started getting into racing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you got the bug.
Yeah.
Now you're all in running
Yep.
marathons in Mexico City.
Uh-huh.
And I love it, man. How has running helped you with your mental health?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for running, for me, I think one of the things that I appreciate about running that I don't think about much at all, if anything, when I run. And I think that's uh, something that I find that very refreshing, and it's like a nice reset. And so, yeah, I find it's like an escape for me essentially, and I don't find that with much else. If anything that's active definitely gives me that, but running for sure, um, uh, it's yeah, it really helps me just kind of reset and recharge.
Yeah. Man, we're different in that way because running, I am so in my head. I'm thinking about it's like where I process a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that version's really cool because that's like almost the purpose of meditation
Yeah,
is to
yeah.
try to not think, to try
Uh-huh.
to just be still.
Yeah.
Even though you're technically moving, you're running.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool that you use it in that way. As you've kind of dove more into running and now you've kind of seen the ins and outs of running because you're around a lot of people who have been running for a long time. You're around people who are leading running communities and all of that. For you, how do you, because I feel like you do a good job of this, but how do you kind of associate when it comes to like differentiating like who you are as a runner and who you are as a person? Like, who would you say you are outside of running?
Mm-hmm.
Because we both know people who like running is like
Yeah.
their whole identity. But for
Yeah.
you, who are you outside of running? Let's just start there.
It's funny you say that because I wonder about that, and I think it hits me whenever I'm injured and like can't run. And
Ooh,
I'm talking about like a prolonged like for months
yeah,
injured.
which you've dealt with.
Yeah, and so it's like a gut check. It's like, all right, like makes me rethink how important is running to me, and it is very important to me. But I find that even not being able to run, it's like I'm still okay. I find other things that I find that are physically and mentally healthy for me. But yeah, to answer your question, I just love being active. Not yeah, and I have other ways of doing that, whether it's climbing or resistance training. And so just yeah, anything that's active, I find is not only just good for me physically, but also for sure mentally.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great answer. So for Speed Project, what are you most excited about? We're gonna be in the desert, we're gonna be in the hot and the cold. What's one thing you're really excited about?
What I love about the speed project is it's just gnarly.
Yeah, to say the
um,
least.
yeah, and I think there's um just the challenges that it brings. I think there's some unknown, and I think that also makes it exciting. Uh, can't imagine like some of the adrenaline we're gonna have. But yeah, just being out in the desert, running through the night. Um, yeah, I just think it's so cool.
Yeah. What are you most nervous about? What is there anything that you've seen that you're like, ooh,
Yeah. Um, I think it's kind of the things that I am excited for are the things I'm nervous for. So like yeah, the unknown, I'd say.
yeah.
Um, it's like I've seen other teams like their RV get stuck in the desert, and it's like, gosh, like are we gonna experience that? Or I think safety is a big one for sure. Obviously, I know we all just want to have a good time at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I think it's just yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. A lot of unknowns
Uh
because
huh.
none of us have done this before.
Yeah,
And to my knowledge, even like where we're from here in Dallas, I haven't really seen any teams go do this. So it's pretty cool that
for sure.
we're gonna get to go out there and do
Absolutely.
that. I've asked everyone this because it's easy for us to be excited. We're all people who are pretty like optimistic. We're excited about life and we're sitting in this comfortable, cozy room.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get out there, inevitably there's gonna be moments where it gets hard, it
Yeah.
gets challenging because we're lack of sleep, lack of eating, and it really tests you in that way. What do you think you're gonna use as like an anchor? What are some things that you feel like are gonna be key for you in those moments to keep going and keep pushing forward?
Mm-hmm. Uh, that's a good question. I think lately something that I've been thinking about whenever I'm going through something that's difficult is that it's only temporary.
Mm,
So I think, yeah, just reminding myself that whenever we're out there, if we're experiencing anything that's hard or difficult, just knowing that it's temporary and that we'll get through it. I think we just got to work together, and yeah,
yeah,
it'll be all good for
yeah,
sure.
I love that. A big thing that Sayless Projects represents and why we take on these things is mental health, suicide prevention. What does like mental health mean for you? Because it is a very broad subject. We all deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
but how is mental health important to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I think mental health for me, um, yeah, that's a deep question. I
Yeah,
think.
it is. There's a lot to it.
Um,
Well, we'll go this route. Like, what do you do? What are some things you do in your life that you feel like help your mental health?
yeah. Um, so I've already kind of alluded to obviously kind of running, staying
Yeah.
active, like the physical um, part and journey definitely um, helps my mental health. And outside of that, I'd say having a good community,
Mm,
having people that you can talk to, share things that you can who you trust. I think that's huge because I think if you don't have that, then you're just kind of lonely and
yeah.
within your own thoughts. And I think that can be I think some people live like that and do just fine, but I think it can be maybe a slippery slope sometimes. I think, yeah, you just kind of have to be careful. So yeah, I think strong community around you. And yeah, it's staying active, physically
Yeah.
active and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're someone who like you're part of several. I've seen you be a part of several different communities, and I think that that's one of the things I really admire about you as a human is that man, anytime I go anywhere and we're all together, it's like you have people that are like they know you or
Mm.
they're friends with you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've done a good job of like proactively just even just being kind, being
Mm.
nice in any setting I've ever seen you in. A lot of times people like they struggle with being building community, don't know what to do. And I would say like just being kind,
Yeah,
being
for sure.
nice, like is can go so many ways, holding the door open for somebody. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're one of those types of people in the communities that I've seen you in. And so I just want to give you props for that. Has there ever been a time in your life where maybe you're going through a really difficult time and your mental health was low and something, maybe even maybe it was running or someone or something happened to help kind of pull you out of that state that you can think of?
Hmm. Good question. Yeah.
I would say going back to because you had mentioned this a minute ago, like
Mm,
I've seen you in these last few years, like you've had moments where you couldn't run.
yeah.
What was it? I mean, even if it is community, even if it's things you've already talked
Yeah.
about, but
Yeah.
what are there any moments that you feel like stand out maybe that kind of helped you?
Yeah. Yeah. You make a good point. Yeah, when I'd hurt my hip last year, in the spring, um, yeah, I wasn't able to run at all. I wasn't I don't think I was depressed by any means. And I think the reason was because uh, s- at that time because I wasn't running, I didn't go to run crew at all anymore. I just
Yeah.
was kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah. I thought you didn't like me anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
And so I started uh going to my climbing gym and just kind of being a part of that community and climbing almost every day. Um and it goes back to it was reassuring knowing that like running wasn't my identity and that I can be okay um with not having that. But it did confirm that yeah, having a community and everything, and being active, how that was so important to be, um, yeah, to feel mentally well and whatnot, for
Yeah, I
sure.
love
Yeah.
that. Being like willing to pivot, to change, like, cause we can't
Mm-hmm.
control, like, you couldn't control that that happened to you.
Yeah.
But what you could control was, all right, I can't run, but I can do this
Mm-hmm.
or I can do that. And like
Yeah.
being willing to be flexible, I think is like so important in this day and age with so many things coming at us rapidly. Things can change at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to be flexible and be willing to change is a gift. It's so important, and so I'm glad you were able to find your way and navigate through that. Because here you are now,
Yeah.
and you're about to run,
Yeah.
340 miles with 11
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
individuals. Some of them you haven't even met yet.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. When it comes to the speed project, we're gonna run through the desert, and there's gonna be the end, which is hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll all be there at the Las Vegas sign. And I'll just kind of close with this question. Like for you personally, what do you hope to feel and take in that moment? Like what are you looking for? Like what do you want to get out of this? Because we are doing it for mental health and we're
Mm-hmm.
doing it to tell our stories. But I was telling Michael this, like at the end of the day, we all have our own journey too, and we all are needing something as well. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
doing this for ourselves too. So, is there anything that you've thought about that you're hoping to get out of this experience and hope that you'll be able to feel at the end at the finish line?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think after going through like finishing the speed project, I know we would experience so much pain and emotions and whatnot. And so I think the sense of accomplishment for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've already ran a couple marathons and haven't done any ultras or anything. And I feel like the ultra scene, it's more, um, yeah, it's just more about grit and just persevering. And I think, yeah, experiencing that and yeah, and getting to the end, I think it's gonna, yeah, feel like such a huge accomplishment, and especially doing it with other runners, their team. Um, I'm looking forward to like the camaraderie that we'll all have together, and just yeah, this would be a memory that I'll think about forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any one or any like reason that you're doing this? Like what would be your like flag that you're carrying
Yeah.
by putting yourself out there for this project?
Yeah. So when you had told me about this race, and then later on that it would be as Say Less, it definitely gave it more meaning to me, which I love. Like there's a purpose, bringing awareness to suicide prevention and mental
Hmm.
health. And so I think, yeah, doing this race, showing others who are, possibly struggling, um, who feel unseen or lonely. I think just showing them that they're not alone and they can do that they can do hard things, and that um, yeah, and that it's all going to be okay. That it's all temporary. Yeah, I think that's
I
what
love that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
mindset.
Well, man, thank you so much for saying less. Thank you for being a part of the running community here in Dallas. You, like I said, you're always someone who I can depend on to just be kind and be nice and be in community. And you're someone who encourages everyone that's around you. And just the way that you carry yourself really encourages me and motivates me. And I'm grateful that I get to be a part of a community that has people like you in it. And so I'm excited to see what you do in this journey and as we continue forward. So if you want to see DB finish at the finish line in Las Vegas, if you want to continue to follow his story, make sure you stay connected with us on Instagram, Sayless Projects. Make sure you subscribe and like all of our channels, and we'll see you soon. Keep going.